everybody, this is ArtSnow. Today I would like to discuss the clay and its tools. So let's start with the clay itself. The clay is like earth, affected by weather and decompose from gravity. And when it erodes from the erodes above, it got affected by wind, by water or glacier. So it formed like a different texture and the character of the clay. So yeah, let's introduce just some of them. So the first one is like pottery. You can use it, and it's good for ceramic. We call the porcelain. And we can see it's like really soft, so you don't have like much bone to it. It's pretty good when you're using the throwing wheel, like making a pot on the machine wheel. But it's a little bit hard for it to stand on its own. So we probably won't use that for today because our purpose is like make a freehand like a sculpture, right? So the next one is most commonly used is called the stony white clay. And as you can see, this is a little bit harder. It got like some bone in it. So yeah, it's pretty good texture too, and you can smooth it out pretty easily. It's good for like a small or medium size sculpture because the advantage of it is like it can stand on its own. Don't need to march like armature or something to support it. But yeah, it's like I would say it's like a little bit stronger than the porcelain. Okay. The last one is even stronger because it's clay and with some clay chips in it. So as you can tell, it's like even harder to grasp. But to smooth it out, it's like a little bit more difficult. But we will go to the smoothing process probably in later stage, and I will explain why. But yeah, think of this like has some already dry clay chips in it, so it got more strength, bone to it, so it can like it's good for making an even larger scale sculpture, and with the armature too. So yeah, we'll probably skip this too because today we're going to use the stony white to do the relatively smaller size sculpture. And there's like several stages for clay. Right now it's pretty wet, so this is called the wet clay stage. You can like form it pretty easily. However, after you put it for a while open to the air, it became a little bit harder, and it became the leather hard stage. Leather hard. And it's a good time for you to do the smoothing because when it's too wet, every mark you put on is like very easily to just stay there. But the leather hard stage, you got a little bit more stretcher, it shrinks a little bit, so it didn't have that much like water particle in it. So it's easier for you to smooth the surface and give it a nice clean finish. After that, we will go to what we call the greenware stage, which means the water component in it is probably all gone and it's ready to be fired. But at that time, since the water particle is not there anymore and the structure is like pretty loose still, it haven't been like fired to like compressed together. So that will be the most fragile stage, and you probably don't want to like smooth it or like even like trying to like touch it too much because it's so fragile and it's very easy to break. And once you break it, it's almost impossible for you to put it back together and will survive through the firing process because you will break apart, right? So after the fire, we got two fire stage. One called the bisque fire, which is a lower temperature, but yeah, it's still higher than our regular like oven. It's yeah, the bisque fire will like compress all the components together, and you will like tighten up things. The clay will become like a pretty steady stage after the bisque fire, and when it comes out, we call it the bisque wear, which means yeah, it's already steady, and at that stage you can probably finish the sculpture by itself. But if you want to do more like glazing, since because even though it's bisque wear, but when you're trying to use it as a like cup or a bowl, and the water will still go through it. So what the glaze do will be putting on a waterproof protection, and you can use it for like a dish or a cup or something. But at that stage we use the glazing. It's like just like a paint tube, and so you can color it and do some changes to it. And we go through what's called the high fire. It's like a higher, the temperature is even higher than the bisque fire. And after that, we got the glazewear. That's you can do it several times, but yeah, that's probably the final stage of our clay. That we can do with our clay, right? So let's introducing some tools too. First of all, the wood clay tool probably we use both. They have like different size and different shapes, and they're probably all handmade. So just pick one you feel like more comfortable with. And there are some like needle tools. Probably you'll see in the modeling section. Yeah, this is probably the same thing. This one called a detail tool because you got like a really sharp blade and the scoop. This one is called the metal rib, so you can smooth the surface, and the bumpiness you can like smooth it out with this one. But be careful because this is metal after all, so don't go like that way. You will cut you pretty badly. So yeah, just beware of that. So, the better way to clean it is just like scrape it on the flat surface or somewhere. Yeah, but just don't go along the edges. It will hurt you. The next one, you can call the ribbon tool or trimming tool, because in like ceramic we use this for like trimming the edges, and yeah, it can also be hollowing because before we go to fire, we want the clay don't be too thick, otherwise it may trap some air bubble in there. So we use this to like thinner our clay body. And I'll explain that later. So the last one will be feather knife or pottery knife. Yeah, it's just like a metal, and you don't have that sharp edge, but still beware of it because you don't want to poke someone using this. Last one is the wire tool. It's like good for like cutting. So we start with this one, and today's objective will be the rubber ducky, and you can observe it and figure out its shape, and just cut some of the clay off from the back. And by the way, since the clay in the back, they are not actually compressed, so you may want to like use it like little by little. What I mean is like just don't like start with this. No, you can like grab it a small piece, and in our ceramic we usually will wedge it, so give it like a pretty even texture. But in sculpture we don't worry that too much because we're not like using the machine or something, and we are not that detail oriented. We just want compress the clay so that won't be too much air in it. Alright. So yeah, as you can see, just building it slowly. So don't rush it, and it will take some time. So I will probably fast forward for you guys. Alright, as you can see, I'm approximately finishing the rubber ducky. And one thing I want to mention is that when you put on clay, don't put a piece of clay, I mean like a flat piece, because when you do that, you will trap a lot of air pocket in it. So, and what happens is when the air that's trapped inside your clay, and when you're going through the firing process, because their expanding rate is different from the clay. So what happens is it will explode, and the chips will ruin other pieces in that same kilns too. So you just definitely want to avoid trapping any air pocket in there. Right, so and you can smooth it using the wood clay tool, but as you can see, it's pretty soft right now, so you don't want to worry too much about the surface yet. You can see all the marks and stuff, but don't worry about that for now, because you're not gonna get in a pretty smooth surface with this. And by the way, one myth is you can use water to smooth it out. Well, it's right and not right, because what happens is when you by the way, if you feel like it's too dry, it's better to use the spray bottle, so just put a little bit on top of it. When you smooth it, you seems like you got a pretty decent surface, but after it dries up, you can still see the marks on top of it. So that's why I mean, because it's not compressed, it's just like a smoothing around and dissolving the surface. But after it dries up, the surface is still not even. So what we like to do is at the lead hard stage, and we compress it, tighten things up, and the surface will be even. Now, no, not this superficial illusion of being flat. Right after we've done this, we can preserve it by using the clean plastic wrap, and just wrap it. And if you want it to dry faster, just put it in, and don't seal it tight. Let a little opening, but you definitely want to avoid direct air contact to it, because if it dries too fast on the surface, what it happen it will crack, and you have to do a lot to fix it. So just avoiding that. And the same reason we don't mix clay, because they dry at different speeds, so we just always using the single piece. And if you feel like you still need a lot to work with, you can damp a cloth and wrap it around. But just beware, don't put on too much water, because it will dissolve the surface and probably will ruin the body, and you will collapse when it's a larger scale. Okay. And okay, that's probably all for today's session. If you enjoyed this, please drop a like, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.